Hi there! Welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. Today we're meeting in the studio and we're going to do a very quick, simple, easy way to ease into spooky season. So, it is October 1st, and if you've been a loyal fan and have been watching this channel for more than a year, you know October is completely dedicated to Halloween, my favorite holiday. And we're going to start the season off, the month off, with a quick, easy project to do. So, I have these adorable little cauldron-like containers, right? They don't even really look like a cauldron. You can see that they just kind of look like a tiny pot. Painted grayish black, given some texture, and you've got that cauldron vibe. Now, a couple of years ago, I picked up some cacti in these exact pots with these adorable spider legs. This would actually be quite easy to create if you had the right materials. Even if you didn't have the spider legs as a stand, the cauldron alone is super cute, right? Okay, so I have these two empty cauldrons. They have these little containers which are round, the same shape as the cauldron, which would be fine. But I picked up these succulents at a nursery recently. I picked these up off of the Equina View succulent nursery in Yachats just like a month ago. And while I know I'm going to be transplanting them into bigger containers by the end of the year, they're just fine in these little bitty containers for another month. And even though they're square, they fit right inside these cauldrons. And I picked these particular ones because they kind of look like spider legs, right? Or spider eggs. They look a little bit like spider eggs. Or at the very least, a bubbling something coming out of this cauldron. I'm going to do the exact same thing with these. This is a string of pearls. Just going to pop it into this container just like this. Now, these containers, the gray container doesn't have any drainage, but the containers that I put inside of it does. And which works out perfectly fine because we don't water either one of these succulents very much. Now, to make it extra spooky and something that you can do at home, even if you don't have spider leg stands, is you could take white, or I happen to have some green pillow stuffing. This is just like your everyday polyfill that would come out of a pillow like this, right? Just your, like an everyday throw pillow. This happens to be green, but it's usually white. I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit, and I'm going to tuck it around the edge of these containers, not smothering my plant too much, and not being super exact with it either. I want it to kind of look like it's bubbling up and over, and it's spilling out, and it's got this little kind of creepy vibe to it. Isn't that adorable? Just gonna do the same thing with this one over here. Gonna tuck it in there a little bit. With this one, I'll even go underneath the pearl, or underneath the succulent a little bit. Let those kind of show up underneath there. kind of weave it in even, so it's just kind of like all the way, just like that. Cute? I think that's just super fun. So that is going to be it for my Halloween project for today. I will probably put these in like a little display on maybe a platter, since these things are flaking. I don't know. But I wanted to just give you an idea. If I wanted to do this without the extra spooky vibe of the cauldrons and the spider legs, I could just still do this and make it look like a bubbling cauldron in any plant. So again, I'm just kind of fluffing this up. I can set this right on top of the soil. Just gonna toss it out at the end of the season anyway. Just kind of give it that little bit of a fluffy vibe. Put it up underneath here. See that? It just looks like it's kind of got that spooky vibe going on. And obviously, if it was white, you'd still have the same kind of, you know, bubbling, frothy look going on. The green just gives it a little extra spooky vibe. And I know that the green isn't like super common to find. You can find it at craft stores. You could also just soak your white polyfill grab a bowl, fill it with water, put some green food coloring in there, soak your polyfill, wring it out really good, let it totally dry, and then you can have green, spooky plant cauldrons. And you can do this with like every plant in your house, or you just do it with a few select plants. I'm only going to do a few select plants since I have over 100 houseplants. This would be a bit much everywhere, but it's just something that is super easy, super fun, and makes a big impact. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this today. I hope you are getting a great start to your spooky season and you're celebrating your life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.